Great Monday morning, you all. How are you doing? Happy Monday. This is your girl, Shan. I hope and pray that you all have started off with an amazing Monday. Your mood and your mindset is good, okay? I'm hoping because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So positive mood, positive mindset. Let me go ahead with this good old church announcements and let you know that tonight on Marriage Mondays with the Kings, we are going to be speaking about what your wife really needs, but won't keep saying it. 2025 edition. Okay. What your wife really needs, but won't keep saying it. 2025 edition. Now that's going to be tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. Good morning, beautiful. Now listen here. And this is mainly for the TikTok, our TikTokers that you follow us on Marriage Mondays with the Kings. Two things I want to mention. Number one, we do know and understand, meaning Kenya and I, that what, we'll say something about, well, this is what a wife need to do, whoop-de-whoop. And then you got all these females, no knock to our single females to follow us. But listen, well, what about what the man need to do? The whole show was titled, What a Husband Needs. What a husband needs in marriage in 2025. Okay. So not trying to be mean to those who single, dating, whatever the case, but that show was specifically the last two for wives concerning what a husband need. Okay. Now this one right here, and it's probably going to be about 2 or 3 shows because we're going to take our time to go through this, is what a wife needs. Okay, so all this arguing, bickering back and forth and all this, the Kings don't know what they talking about. Number one, we wasn't talking about in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. Let's be clear about that. Number two, we ain't about to be sitting up here going back and forth with you. So the TikTok community, y'all knew how the Kings get down, okay? So this is specifically for you. Now, I digress. But if you're going to listen nationally and internationally, you have Wi-Fi, you can listen to prosperitybroadcast.net. We are also on podcast. So all you got to do is whatever your favorite podcast, look it up. You can go to, hey, Google, hey, Alexa, all that, boom. Marriage Mondays with the Kings, and it'll come up. Now, if you want to watch the show, head to our YouTube channel, Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We need y'all to be liking and subscribing. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by December 31st. And we roughly about 640. Okay, come on, y'all. Don't do that. Go in all your little Google accounts and go on and subscribe and cut that little notification bell on, right? Okay, so what I want to speak about on this morning is when you are living what you prayed for, why are you still complaining? I need to let that marinate for a minute. When you are living what you prayed for, why are you still complaining? Okay, let me start off by saying that there is a lot of adults that I have the pleasure of speaking with in the counseling room, outside the counseling room, living in different locations, both here in the United States and overseas because of military service. And one of the things, especially in the military, that I remember when I was in the Army, even when I got out and my husband was still in, I would often ask people, what made you want to come in the Army? I'm going somewhere with this. What made you want to join the Army? Now, for those of y'all who know me and been following me and Mr. King for 9+ years or whatever the case may be, you already know why I came to the military. And that was to take care of my son. And so most people would say, they were trying to get away from home. They had extremely humble beginnings. There were people who said that they were homeless. Okay? They were homeless. They wasn't bad children or whatever the case may be. But whatever life was life and in their home, their parents kicked them out, whatever. Homeless, sleeping on park benches. All right? And I was like, wow. And even now, having conversations with some of my classmates and things like that, it was the commonality that a lot of us had hard lives. So those who have come up in hard lives, you had hard times, you had extremely humble beginnings, no food, no running water. You had to share clothes with your siblings, maybe one pair of shoes a year. Christmas was looking like the little brown paper bag that the church passed out, you know, with the oranges and the nuts and stuff in it, the little candies. That was probably all you got for Christmas, you know, and things like that. So extremely humble beginnings. I ain't talking about you didn't get what you want, but what you need. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what it made me think about from my counseling school days. And when people don't have what they need, the basic needs, okay, that's where I'm coming from. So with that being said, I know I prayed a lot of prayers. And I was like, God, when I get grown, I want to have a family and I want to and I want to make sure that at least the basics, that I got food and my children never have to starve and, all the things that I grew up in. I did not want that. And that's what I was praying as a child for my future. Shan, why are you saying that? Because a lot of us prayed some prayers, yet we are still complaining. We might have at the beginning said, God, I thank you. But yet we are still complaining. Okay, so I'm just going to be, just for a second, let's just say I was God. Baby, what you wouldn't be doing is still blaming me because you are not grateful and you are not satisfied of where your life currently is. Although the prayers have already been answered. Just the basic things. And see, what happens is, what I find is, as we reach that level of whatever it is that you may have prayed for in your childhood, whatever it is you may have prayed for it in your marriage, whatever, God, please bless me with this job, Lord. You down on the altar crying and snotting and all the things, and you got the saints interceding for you and covering you, and you going through in your marriage and all these things that we pray for. We do not stop and say, God, I thank you. I thank you. No, we continue to pray because we treating God like a genie that I can just rub on, like God's name is a Latin. Yah's name, the Most High, is a Latin. And when Yah is not moving, the Creator is not moving as fast as we think that the Creator should be moving. Then we, this and all that. And you're walking around pole mouthing, as my late friend used to say, from Mississippi. Have we ever do we get up in the morning and say, God, I thank you, before our feet even hit the floor? You know what I'm saying? Life is lifing. Life is lifing. And we have a choice, especially right now in this nation where there's a whole bunch of dysfunction going on. But you have some people that you have been raised in dysfunction. You don't know how to function functionally in a normal way, because your normal is dysfunction. You can't operate in peace. You can't operate in gratefulness. You can't operate in humbleness because many are so used to chaos and dysfunction. So let me share something with you. One of my prayers in my adulthood was, of course, for my marriage. And I was like, God, get your son. Okay, God, this joker don't know he about to be without a wife. Can I just be honest this morning? Because that's the problem. A lot of people so busy faking, you don't know how to be honest. And since you don't know how to be honest, you follow foolery. Okay, but I'm going to leave that alone for this morning. And I remember how, I used to be praying. I used to be in my closet. I used to be crying in the bathtub. God, I'm just God. And let me tell you what started happening. God started showing me me. And I'm like, wait a minute, God, hold on, hold your mule. Hold on. I don't think it's supposed to go that way. I think you're supposed to listen to what I'm saying. And then I think you're supposed to get him. That's what I think. But the more I prayed and said, God, get him. God, let him be come on. Some of y'all prayer warriors up in here. Y'all know how to hunt and hide and I shot and shit about a Honda. You know how to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't faking the front. Like, I was serious saying it with my whole chest. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow. And then I remember there was a time in my prayer where God answered my prayer. And I didn't even realize he answered my prayer. God answered my prayer about my husband. Because I had a conversation with somebody, and think about this. Stay with me now when I say this. Think about this. When you have conversations with people, or maybe you ain't even start the conversation. It could be a random stranger, you at the bank, you know what I'm saying, withdrawing some money or depositing money. You could be at the grocery store. You could be talking to a sister or brother at church, whatever in the building, and they just get to talking. You ain't asked for nothing, but they get to share with you what they going through. And you sitting up like, ooh. And that's how God answered my prayer. because he allowed me to see what others around me was going through, and that which I was tripping about was minimal, and that it wasn't always necessarily my husband, it was me. Do y'all know how many sisters, like when I say sisters, that I done prayed and interceded on behalf because I just want a husband, and I was on the bandwagon because I ain't know I've been out the game since I was 20. You know what I'm saying? I know right now I look like a 30 girl. I know. Anyway, I've been out the game since I was 20. So I was going along with the narrative. There's no good men out there. Oh, men are sorry. Oh, they trifling. They just try to get over. I was repeating like a parakeet what I was hearing my single friends say, right? But I couldn't attest to that, because I ain't know that to be true, because I wasn't out in the streets, right? But then I started meeting men who were amazing. Not, I'm married. I'm saying people that I went to school with, when me and my husband was in the counseling program at UMHB, Go Crew, go always shout them out. Me and my husband would be traveling. We'd be on vacation, or we'd be traveling with our children on family vacation. You just, spark up, be in the airport, on the airplane, and you just spark up conversation. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute. There are some good men out there. Shan, why are you saying that? Because I was praying and interceding with my friends, my day ones. And no, God, I'm believing this is a good person. They got a good heart. You gonna bless them. And then what started happening with a lot of women that I knew that we was praying and interceding, God blessed them with who he had for them. But because a lot of them been in singleness, let me holler at my singleness for so long that they couldn't even receive their blessing. Woo, that preach. Okay. Come on. That will preach. Sometimes you in your singleness, and you set in your ways so long, and this can go male and female, that you don't even recognize your blessing. You don't even recognize your answer prayer. So then you get with this person, whatever you going through, and then you still complaining. And I just be looking like, what is wrong with you? Because see, me, my real ones, I be like, don't mess this up. We prayed for some years for this man. I'm going to need you to get your whole life together, because it may not be him, sis, it's you. And see, this is what get me about us females. Let me go ahead and lay this out real quick. This is what get me about us as females, is that we're so quick to always see everybody else around us. Men do it too, but I need to holler at the sisters. This is sister to sister, right? We so quick, but we never see the fault in our own doggone selves. We so quick to judge others around us, and the ones that I'm mainly seeing judge not lest ye be judged, that really be up here judging, be women. It be women. And what I learned was this. When your life is happy, when you minding your business and you doing what God has created for you to do as an individual, baby, you ain't got time to judge. Okay, some of y'all out here praying that God bless you with $1 million, because see, hold on, let me hold my mule. So let me holler real quick for those who are not living the prayer that you prayed for, because some of y'all like, well, this ain't for me because I ain't even in it living none of my prayers. First of all, go back in your mind and recount. Okay, because you probably is, but you so ungrateful you don't even realize it. And so as I was preparing for this morning, for those of you who are not living the prayers that you pray for, ask yourself why. Only you can answer that question. Ask yourself why. Is it because, and let me talk to the saints real quick, because the saints, a lot of the saints in the walls, you like the Bible thump. So let me go ahead and thump some Bible with you. Okay, so with that being said, is it that you have all the faith, but you're not doing the work? So therefore, that what you have, the faith that you desire, and you've been praying to come into fruition, is not happening because your works is dead, because you ain't doing nothing. You see how I go ahead and threw that scripture around, baby? Don't come for me with the word, baby. She knows the word. She knows the word. She ministered the word over a few pulpits, okay? And while I was in the military, so don't do that. Don't do that. Is it the fact that maybe you lazy? Okay, I'm just, throwing some options out there. Maybe you lazy. Maybe you are a hearer of the word, but not a doer of the word. Okay, so you've been praying and having everybody else around you praying and interceding on your behalf and all this other kind of stuff for whatever you praying for. But see, you good at faking and all this other kind of stuff. You can hear, but you ain't doing nothing. And see, those be the very ones that I find that when for the people who are doing, for the people who are praying, for the people who are standing 10 toes down on faith, but you are actually getting up and doing the work, them be the ones who are not doing the work, that you lazy, you don't want no accountability, you lack discipline. Because that's why we don't reach the potential, the full potential of what God has for us, because we're not disciplined. Now, we'll call ourselves a disciple, but we're not disciplined. How does that work? Because when I looked at Jesus and his homies in the New Testament, as I called it, all of them wasn't his homies. Y'all know that, Peter was a little shifty, and we ain't even gonna talk about Judas, okay? So when I look at Jesus and his homies, they didn't make no excuses. They got up and they left. They left their family. They left their kids. They did something. Okay. A lot of people ain't doing nothing. So while you sitting there pretending, well, Shan, I'm not living the life that I'm supposed to be, that I didn't pray for. Ask yourself why. One of the things that I'm starting to recognize about myself is I'm a doer. And I'm the type of person when you like, hey, let's do, good morning, beautiful cousin. Hey, let's do da. I'll be the one to me, come on, let's get it. What we trying to do? You need me to hold you accountable so you can finish this master's program. You need me to hold you accountable to your health goals. Come on, let's get it. But see, this is how you can determine the difference between somebody who's a doer and somebody that's just a talker. Because you got a lot of people out here just talking a good game. They talking a good game when it comes to their marriage. They talking a good game and walking in what God ain't called them to do. Oh, I'm a supervisor. You walking around with your chest out, baby. You ain't bit more a good leader. You not. You not. That's why people leaving and the turnover is high. Because you not a good leader, because God didn't call you to lead. But see, ain't nobody want to hear that. You ain't been called to lead no church. Okay? Because see, a lot of people are jumping into that road. Oh, let me go to theology school and let me get all these degrees and all this kind of mess. But did God call you to do it? Okay? Because see, I remember growing up in a Baptist church, when somebody would come down to the altar, they said, God called me. I had a dream, whoop-de-whoop. You see what I'm saying? People ain't doing that now. You're slapping on titles. And then you get mad when it's not turning out the way that the movie that you created in your head is supposed to be. And that's probably because God ain't called you to do it. God ain't called you to marry that woman. God ain't called you to marry that man. But we'll sit up here and lie on God. I'm telling you, I couldn't be God. I couldn't be the Most High, baby. Because, baby, the way my mouth is, I'd be like, use a lie and the truth ain't in you. Okay? Use a lie and the truth ain't in you. So for those of you who are living your prayer, you are living the prayers that you prayed over the years, and you find yourself constantly complaining, I want you to examine yourself and ask yourself why. Because guess what? With all this great dysfunction that's going on in the United States of America right now, all this division and all this kind of stuff, I told y'all better be mindful about your mind. Because our mind is what keeps us. When your mind is gone, everything is gone. Okay? Think about that. Everything ain't functioning right. I've seen this too many times working in direct patient care. And now I'm in mental health. So you got to keep your mind in perfect peace. Okay? Whatever that means for you. But if you are a complainer, ask yourself why you steady complaining and you not grateful. Ask yourself why you not humble. See, it's God and bless you with a husband and you still tripping. He's still not moving the way that you want him to move. Maybe it ain't him. Maybe it's you. Okay, sir, you wanted a wife. That's what you said. You wanted somebody who was going to birth your bobblehead kids and, be a helpmeet and stuff. And this is for those in the church building and those who are not. But yet you still complaining. You still acting stinking, isolating yourself. Are you not living out your prayer, or did you pick the wrong woman? We can't blame God, because I don't believe that it was God that got down on God's knee to propose to the woman that you proposed to. And you probably had a whole bunch of people saying red flags, abort mission, abort mission. She not the one or he not the one. But baby, you didn't listen. And see, that's the thing. We as a people, instead of taking personal accountability, we are so quick to have to put the blame on everybody else. Oh, it was my mama. It was my daddy. It was the pastor. It was the first lady. It was the person on my job. It was my brother. It was my sister. It was my dysfunctional family members. Baby, you probably the leader of the pack. Dang, Shan, you coming strong this morning because this needs to be said. Okay? It needs to be said. So you got to examine yourself and ask yourself, why are you still yet complaining? And then you sitting up here wondering why nobody want to be around your tail. You negative. And you let off spew a lot of negative energy. Okay? You don't even know how to sit back and relax and have a good time. You don't. You do not. You steady running. Baby, ain't nobody got time to be dealing with that. It is too much dysfunction going on. Look at all these politicians. I promise to God they like gangbangers. I be telling people this all the time. You got the donkey versus the elephants. Not the Bloods versus the Crips. The donkeys versus the elephants. And they blame it. Oh, it's the Democrats. I don't even want to hear that no more. It's getting to the point where y'all grown. Y'all getting hired to do a job and somebody need to do a doggone job. Okay? I'm just saying that I ain't on either one side or the other, but I know which side is making a bunch of foolishness and racket, but I'm going to leave that out of there this morning. And they steady lying. And God just be showing me. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy today. So it's time for us to dwindle it on down. Don't be tripping over stuff you can't control. Don't be trying to control everybody else. Like, listen, I got grown kids. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to have 5 of them, all grown adults, okay? I had to realize with one of the oldest, I can't control their life. We got too much going on in our own life. We got too much that we doing. You see what I'm saying? So I say all this to say, examine yourself. For those of you who are grateful, for those of you who give the Most High all glory, honor, and praise because you are living out your prayer. See, those are the ones I believe to get blessed even the more. They get blessed when they ain't even thinking about getting blessed. You see what I'm saying? They're being good stewards over that which God has blessed them with. See, that's the word. Okay, that's the word. Are you a good steward? Because if you're not a good steward, you're not disciplining your finances. You're not disciplined. You don't know how to get somewhere and sit down because you're too busy wanting to be flashy, or you got all this dysfunction from your broken inner child and you feel like you always got to prove yourself. God don't bless no mess. That's what the old heads used to say when we was coming up in church. God don't bless no mess. Okay? So examine yourself. Examine yourself. I'm getting to the point. I said, Lord, because as y'all could tell, I got an old soul. Sometimes I be thinking I got a mind about a 65, 70-year-old because I love being around my elders. And, a lot of them have went on to glory. So somebody got to be out here teaching this next generation, and things like that. And so I'm getting to the point where God is helping me identify people that I don't even want to be around. I don't want to have conversations with. I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. When I say I want to be in perfect peace, I'm talking about perfect peace. If it's not, oh, I see you, and oh man, I'm counting down because we about to have a funky good time, baby, I don't want to be around you. I don't, because I don't need no added dysfunction in what's already going on in the United States of the Americas today. I don't. So I just need you to examine yourself. Don't be going into work getting mad. Some of y'all watching me from work right now. You're probably going off on me, baby. I don't know what you're mad at me. And see, that's another indicator. If you mad at people who tell the truth, then baby, it's you. It's you. Because what happens is when people are telling the truth, especially that godly truth, that it's irritating the demon or demons inside of you. Because when people sitting up here speaking the truth, and I know I ain't talking about this fluff or whatever Chat GPT telling them to say. I'm not talking about that. When people sitting up speaking the truth, let me tell you what I do. I examine myself. I examine myself. I ask myself, why am I feeling this way? What am I thinking? What is it triggering maybe that I thought I healed from that I didn't heal from in my past? I examine myself. And so if you always, then baby, you need to ask yourself, is it me? And then go, this is where you go and you pray. And you say, God, show me. I done told y'all that. Show me, God, why this is bothering me. Why this is triggering me. Why I always got to be going around negative, complaining, and talking about what everybody else is doing. Why I always got, where did this come from? It probably came from, no disrespect, you know, ain't coming for nobody mamas, but generally the gospels of the women. It's probably, you seen that growing up, whether it been your mama, Medea, big mama, your aunties and them just messy as they want to be. And you done fell into that same generational line, and then people want to set up here and lie talking about generational curses don't exist because when Jesus came, he took away all the curses. And if that be the case, why is we going through hell now? I ain't gonna say Jesus didn't do what Jesus came to do. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, why is it still going on in your family? Anyway, we'll leave that Bible study lesson for another day. So y'all join us tonight for Marriage Mondays with the Kings. Listen, this is the wives' turn. Okay. So we had the 2 shows, what husbands want in marriage in 2025. Baby, we gonna be talking about tonight, probably for the next 2 or 3 shows, if the Lord says the same, what your wife really needs, but won't keep saying. 2025 edition, because baby, we tired of talking. Wives are tired of talking. So join us tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock if you're local. We always get this question. If you're not local in Central Texas and you have Wi-Fi, you can go to prosperitybroadcasting.net or it's on podcast, or you can go to our YouTube channel, Marriage Mondays with Kings. We need you to be liking and subscribing and getting some other people to do it too, because we want 1,000 subscribers. Hit that notification bell, okay? So, like I always say, don't let anybody steal your joy. You be a blessing. Not only today, but this weekend, not a curse. Nobody can take you out of character unless you allow them to. Okay? And know your girl Shannon be back with you next Monday with whatever it is the God placed on my heart. Oh, and the most important part, share this because it's free. Because you ain't going to be able to break down what I said, because I don't even remember half the time, because I just pray and let God speak through me. It don't cost you nothing to hit that share button. So let somebody else get blessed from this like you did. Don't be gatekeeping like these young kids say. And know your girl Shannon be back with you next Monday with whatever it is the God placed in my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.